Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. This is episode 22, where last time we finished the Battle of Onderon between General Vaklu and Queen Talia, siding with the Queen, and then having that sorted, settling Onderon's little conflict there. We're now ready. We've assembled the Jedi Masters. Everyone's going to Dantooine, and Kreia has said, I will not speak to you until we go to Dantooine together. So it's time. We've gotten dressed up for the occasion. So we've moved on from the clothing and armor that has served us for most of the game, and we've moved into some Jedi robes, while also getting the Viridian crystal back for our lightsaber, which is really cool. So we're able to actually wield our chosen lightsaber color from the beginning of the game. So it feels kind of nice that it's like it's coming to this moment where we've come back into who we used to be, but with new purpose and with character development from, our the Exiles' history in the Mandalorian Wars, and going through Korriban and going through that vision was a very interesting way to navigate those past events and present events as well, and then potentially future events, who knows. But we're going to go into the galaxy map now, and we're heading to Dantooine. So let's go back to the Kunda Plains. It's time to return to Dantooine. And we're going to have all the Jedi together, so I'm expecting some trouble. I'm expecting Darth Nihilus to, be able to sense that we're all gathered together. Because not only is it the Jedi Masters, it's me, it's Kreia, it's Atten as well, even, now, and Visas, all together. So, it's everyone. We have landed. Alright, I was wondering if there was going to be a cutscene on the ship with the crew before we head off, but there is not one. I'm genuinely surprised how much of a... not even how much of... I'm surprised at the lack of presence of the Sith in this game. It's really interesting. Like, we are 22 episodes in, we've been playing for hours and hours and hours, to the point where I think, like, we're getting into potential, like, final stretch. It feels that way usually when we've run through all the planets so far, but we'll see what happens. But it's actually quite remarkable that seemingly Darth Nihilus seems to be a very fan favorite Sith character, and he's barely in it. He's been in one cutscene so far, and I find that really incredible. So I'm hotly anticipating the next time we see him to be the reason why, to show me the reason why people love him so much. Or is it the Boba Fett effect? Is it a character looks cool and mysterious, doesn't say anything barely, and then is like one of the most favorite characters of Star Wars? It's either going to be the Boba Fett effect, cool background character, even though background character doesn't apply to Nihilus because he's kind of like the big bad, or does he we're going to see and witness sort of like scenes or a moment leading up towards the end as to why everybody loves this evil looking dude. Who knows? Sion as well. Sion's shown up a couple of times. Nihilus showed up in a cutscene with Visas, and then that's been it. That's all we've seen of them so far, which I think is actually interesting. I think it's fascinating. It seems also kind of concerning from a villainous perspective that he's just so unknown to the party, to us, to everyone, except Visas. And I guess Kreia would also be aware, considering that brief flashback that we saw of him as well, where he didn't do anything. He stood there and watched Sion beat down Kreia. So I don't have much of a connection to Nihilus or even by extension Sion as a result of that, because we haven't been exposed to them much everything that we know about them is essentially kind of hearsay. It's just like, oh yeah, he did this, and he sucked the life out of that planet hardcore, and he's an evil man. And that's kind of it. So I'm excited to see if there's gonna be more, and the reason why I'm talking about it now is because, like, I'm definitely anticipating him showing up, because the last time all of the Force users showed up together on Qatar, a planet was destroyed, a planet was, had all the life sucked out of it, essentially everyone was killed because of Hungry Hippo. So I'm anticipating that to be our sort of story point leading into conflict, and then I guess at this point it will be determined whether or not we are ready to confront him or not, because Visas is, goes into the whole thing about you can only confront him when you're ready, so when are you ever truly ready, though? That's really kind of the question, because when we talk to Visas, it's just like, I want to go see your master now, it's like, you can't.
My life for you.
Not until you're ready,
I will end. And
then we just ask about the master. Something happened on Duxon, which is kind of the same. Yeah. Alright, let's leave the ship then, because there's no cutscene. And who do we want to take with us, actually? This is... I think this makes the most sense. Actually, ooh. I'm just thinking story-wise. Kreia makes a lot of sense to bring along, because it's all of the Jedi, and I'm really curious to see Kreia's involvement in that. And then Visas, I think we're going to bring also purely because of... I'm just really thinking about those story implications of, like, the Jedi and being like, look at the company you keep, you know what I mean? Otherwise, I would probably be inclined to bring Atten along or something like that. But I think Visas and Kreia probably a good idea to bring to the Jedi.
We must go to Dantooine, to the Enclave. I have no time for questions.
Okay, no dialogue, and then my life is yours, same dialogue. Okay. They don't have anything to say. A little bit stressed about what's going to be happening now, because we're returning here. We're going to the Enclave. It's going to be, I mean we'll see, won't we? Maybe we'll be able to suppress our force powers and Nihilus won't notice. He's gonna notice. And that's another thing. The only time we've seen Sion and Nihilus together was in the Kreia flashback. So we haven't actually seen them together during the events of this game yet, which is really interesting. I don't know what their sort of plan is together, or whether they're just operating separately, or what's going on there. So I'm not sure if we'll end up encountering both of them. Okay. I'm not sure if we'll end up encountering both of them, or one of them, whether it's Sion first and then Nihilus, but we encountered... Oh, here we go. We encountered Nihilus on Korriban. We don't know where he is from there. Is this the game telling us to go to the other door now? Has it been restored? Yes! Okay. Nice. So we're going to the OG area again. It has been repaired. Awesome. I don't know what to expect. Rebuilt Jedi Enclave. I really don't know what to expect having this reunion with everyone together. Oh! There we go. Okay. Loading screen changed to Nihilus' ship. Alright. Oh, they're gonna tell him about Telos.
Out of my way. I am Colonel Tobin of the Onderon Lord, I bring news of the Jedi. A place where you may feed.
Dude, his Sith friends look like zombies.
Telos, Master. There is an academy of Jedi on Telos. Perhaps hundreds of them. Enough to sustain you. And enough for you to free Onderon. Enough for you to free Onderon.
Ooh, okay. Huh. Yeah, okay. Because that's also another... okay. Because that's also the other weird thing where Kreia wakes up Tobin and goes, wakey wakey, it's time to go tell people that Jedi Academy is on Telos. So Nihilus is going to go to Telos. Oh, you know what? That might be... okay. I think I can see the angle. It was inherently quite suspicious and odd when Kreia first did that, naturally, because she does a lot of stuff behind our back. But I feel like that could be her doing in her mind, a necessary distraction from what's currently taking place on Dantooine. So to avoid Nihilus becoming aware and sensing a gathering of Jedi on Dantooine, which is I guess, in Kreia's mind, the more important gathering, because it involves the exile, which she is bonded to, that she's like, we'll do a diversion with Atris and her handmaidens, Atris doing her own thing on Telos, because I don't think Kreia has any love for Atris whatsoever. So it's like, have a diversion, have Nihilus go to Telos, which I guess is a necessary evil in her mind, because that's going to destroy the Telos Restoration Project. That's going to involve in that planet being completely, like, you know, drained, like Qatar was. However, that means that a gathering of Jedi on Dantooine can succeed without alerting him. I feel like that might be Kreia's intent there. If not, she's just gonna having them go to Dantooine first and then come for us, but we'll see. But that is an interesting thing. So we did get another Nihilus scene where he just does an intimidating force choke. Yeah, his little posse there, they just look like zombie Sith soldiers. The music in the rebuilt Jedi Enclave is actually beautiful. This music that's playing right now is great.
It is different. It has been some time.
Okay, Kreia acknowledges it, but there's no visas. Ooh.
Forgive me, but I need to rest. Go on. The council awaits. I will remain here.
Ooh, awareness. You're afraid.
Yes. Afraid for you. As I always have been. I will be fine here. Whatever answers the council have are for you. Alone.
Is there anything wrong?
I am tired. The journey has been a long one, and I need to center myself.
Okay. So we're having a solo meeting with the Jedi.
Know that much may happen here, but above all, do not forget this. You may trust in me. We cradle each other's lives, and what threatens one of us threatens us both. And if you find you cannot trust me, trust in your training, trust in yourself. Never doubt what you have done. All your decisions have brought you to this point.
I like that it kind of feels like...
Now, perhaps, they shall see what you have become.
I like that it kind of feels like Kreia is talking to the player as well as the character here.
It is not as it was.
But perhaps that is for the best.
We were wondering when you would arrive. This moment has taken some time to reach us, and I imagine you have many questions.
Or perhaps you've come for revenge.
Okay. Handmaiden?
Did you not go to join him?
No, it is a battle he must face alone.
But Atris, she has not come.
Of course she has not.
Ooh, okay, so there's a handmaiden interaction with Kreia outside. Have you come for revenge? Instead of maybe killing them when the game has given us the option to murder them when we find them on each planet, we can just do it now if we were doing Darkside. What's really interesting, by the way, is Master Vandar not alive? Like, he was... When, in Knights of the Old Republic 1, Dantooine gets bombed. And we are, assumedly, we assume at that time, the Jedi in the Enclave were all killed in that attack. We then learn... at the end of the first game, that Vandar survives, because he's on the Republic ship at the end. And then in this game, we also learn that Vrook survives from that group. My question is, why isn't Vandar in this game? Because if he's a Jedi, knowingly with the Republic, and we know that he survived from the first game, so I'm curious as to why there wasn't a situation where we also got Vandar involved. It's kind of... It feels odd that he was, like, left out of everything, considering he was part of the Enclave's council, like Vrook was. But then we start going into the other rabbit hole of... The Republic does not have much of a presence in this game around the player that much, and even the Sith barely come into it. Like the Sith soldiers, I mean, like not the dark side of the Sith. I mean the actual political, the Empire Sith. We barely see Sith soldiers until we get to Korriban, and then on the ruins of Duxon. It's very interesting because we've seen a bit of Karth. It was funny because I was trying to say his name and I almost said Caden. I was like, hang on, which is the Mass Effect one and which is the KOTOR one? Karth, we saw at the start, to the point where I was expecting a reunion. Not a reunion for the character, but for us to, meet Karth as our character, because it seemed that it was going that way, and then they were like, oh, we'll just put eyes on him instead, and then Karth has kind of faded into obscurity. It's very interesting, the connective tissue between this game and the first one, that it's there in some moments, not as much as I would like it to be. I think I would have loved either a bit more connective tissue or maybe none at all. Like if a sequel was even further removed, maybe like set it, because the Old Republic era spans thousands of years. Maybe even like have a sequel set hundreds or 1,000 years later to still cover the Old Republic era, but then just different developer, just don't tie yourself to the events of the previous game. And the way that they could handle it there would be really interesting, because in the first game they talk about previous stuff with like Exar Kun and all of those kind of battles and stuff. The Knights of the Old Republic 2 could have handled it that way as well, with speaking about the events of the first game as like this big legendary thing that took place. But alas, that's a bit of a tangent to get into now. I just find it very interesting that the main point of this tangent is Vandar is MIA as a Jedi. I guess maybe he died in the time since the first game, if he's not around, or he just doesn't want to be involved in that way, or he's doing Republic stuff instead. Who knows? We can revisit that tangent maybe another time and see if you guys have similar thoughts and feelings about stuff, because the amount of Jedi that we've gathered is very slim. Atris being on Telos, which Handmaiden's like, why isn't she here? In the same vein, all the Handmaidens on Telos like, man, Handmaiden hasn't contacted us yet. What's going on there? So there's a lot of stuff going on that's kind of odd. So we'll just have to see if we get any further developments of that. So we'll see. So we've got options here, which we must ally if we are to stop the Sith. Why did you cast me out of the Order? Why were you all in hiding? And I need to know what you spoke of when you cast me out of the Order many years ago. Now, we do know some of these already in terms of the casting out and in hiding, because we spoke to Master Kavar on Ondron about it, but we'll run through them anyway, because that means we should be able to get the perspectives of the three of them. So, let's ask the questions first. Why did you cast me out of the Order?
We cast you out of the Order because you followed Revan to war. There was no other reason.
No, there was another. You had become different somehow, changed. The war had changed you.
You were no longer a Jedi, but we could not tell you why. Some explanations mean nothing unless the one who suffers comes to the answer on their own. What had happened to you was punishment enough, and the Jedi do not kill their prisoners.
And if you had stayed, you would have changed us, and that we could not allow.
Changed you? What do you mean?
You already know the answer. You've noticed it in those who travel with you.
That is true. We influence others and we form connections with people. It's like influence is like such a part of the Jedi Exile's characters. People are like, there's a weird glowy energy around you, and we they're affected by it. Could someone just give me a straight answer?
Have you noticed that when you act, others follow?
Those that travel with you.
There's something wrong here. A disturbance in the Force.
Do not let them hurt him.
They follow you, without question, without hesitation.
Against their instincts, and sometimes against their sense.
It is because you are a leader, but that still fails to grasp the meaning of what I'm trying to tell you.
Interesting. So Visas is on the ship right now. So we chose a party, but the choosing a party doesn't actually matter. It seems like I think Kreia would have just appeared there anyway, and then Visas is on the ship, Handmaiden rocks up. I love that even though we know how Handmaiden feels about us from our game and our story, she's like still cares about us in the cutscene apparently. So explain yourself.
It is not an easy thing to explain. Surely you are familiar with Force bonds. It is the bond that develops between apprentice and master when one truly understands another. It is developed over time through understanding of each other. Yet you do it so easily, and we do not know why.
You make connections through the Force, and it resonates with those who travel with you. The resonance is even greater when they, too, are Force-sensitive.
Your actions affect others more than you know. You draw others to you, especially those strong in the Force.
When you suffer, their spirit echoes it. And when they are in pain, their pain becomes yours.
That is happening. How did this happen?
We do not know, but it is not the first time you felt the weight of so many lives.
And that is why the Mandalorian Wars echo within you still.
So all those deaths at Malachor?
We did not cut you off from the Force. You were merely deafened to it. Because of that last battle of the Mandalorian Wars.
The screams of countless thousands, Jedi and Mandalorians, crushed by the planet's gravity, annihilated.
Their lives still scream across the surface of that dead planet, and within you. To hear the Force over such pain, it is not possible. It was too much for any Jedi to endure, and it is a wonder that you did not die there when thousands perished. All those you had fought with and struggled with. You cut yourself off because you had to if you were to survive. You had hints of it in the war on Doxon. Malachor was simply the final blow.
Wow.
You were deafened.
At last, you could hear.
You were broken.
You were whole.
You were blinded.
And at last, you saw.
When you returned to us, we saw what had happened. You carry all those deaths at Malachor within you. And it has left a hole, a hunger that cannot be filled.
In you, we saw a wound in the Force.
In you, we saw the end of the Force.
And that's what Kreia said when she looks at us too. Far out. So the events at Malachor... Wow. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. My connection to the Force is even stronger than before.
Yes. You can feel the Force, but you cannot feel yourself. You are a cipher, forming bonds, leeching the life of others, siphoning their will and dominating them. It is the teaching of these new Sith to feed on others, on other Force sensitives. They are symptomatic of the wound in the Force. You are a breach that must be closed. You transmit your pain, your suffering through the Force. Within you we see something worse than merely the teachings of the Sith. What you carry may mean the death of the Force, and the death of the Jedi.
Am I about to be attacked? Am I about to be put on trial and then summarily executed? These guys don't seem very happy to keep me around. Wow. Our player character is then really similar to Nihilus in the way that Nihilus, except, you know, in terms of our alignment, is the only difference, that Nihilus is like full dark side, and he has a hunger that he's like leeching and wanting to like fill this void inside of him, and he consumes and feeds on the Force. And the Exile, being surrounded by so much death at Malachor, had a similar thing occur to him where it left a wound in him and in the Force that he, like, you know, that the bond that was formed with Kreia initially was the beginning of us reconnecting and getting our powers back. And it's because we're leeching off of them, in a sense. We're leeching off of Kreia. And then we're drawing other Force sensitives to us. So there you go. We've, like, as Aten has become a Jedi, Mira can seemingly become one. It really makes me wonder who else in the team could also become one, if that's the case. Force sensitive droids, where you at? Yeah. So we're forming these things, and then Handmaiden as well. Like, we're forming these bonds, but it doesn't seem to be it seems to be almost like, I'm trying to find the words because this is so interesting to kind of decipher, and I love it. But it seems that the Exile, case in point, it seems that the Exile is very similar to Nihilus in that sense of them being like a wound in the Force, or like the death of it. And then the only reason we're able to kind of do what we do with our connection to the Force is it's strengthened by our friends. My friends are my power, you know? But it's leeching from them. And then we go, stronger than I ever was. I can feel the Force strongly. Ah, man, I feel like they're not going to want to keep us around. It seems that they see us as nothing but a danger to them and the Force itself. I am stronger than I ever was.
So you think. It is not the strength of a Jedi you feel.
He's right. It's all the death you've caused to get here. You feed on it, and you grow stronger. You're like Malachor. It's in you, it's what you are now. You must have noticed as you fought across all these planets, killing hundreds, only to become more and more powerful. Why do you think that was?
But what's worse is that bonding you have. It hasn't gone away. It's gotten stronger, and the more attachments you form, the more you draw others to you.
And that is why you are a threat to us all.
What do you mean?
What if other Jedi went to war as you did, suffered the same events, and emerged as you did? What if there was a crucible that trained such Jedi to consume and kill?
For you, Malachor was that crucible.
What's worse is these Sith that we face. I fear that they have learned the lesson of Malachor all too well. It is what allows them to prey on Force users, to become stronger when Force sensitives are near.
Somehow they have learned their hunger from you. And so you have brought about the end of the Jedi, and perhaps all the knowledge of the Force, but it is of no consequence. Your ability to make such connections, such bonds so easily are why you cannot remain.
Kreia's leaving, or is she coming to us? Ooh.
And so you wait, as a shadow.
Yes, we are alike that way, blinded one.
I would have thought you would walk with him amongst the Jedi, but that is not the way of the Sith, is it?
Do not speak to me of the ways of the Sith. You, of all of us, have no conception of what it means to be Sith.
You are a threat to living creatures and all who feel the Force.
You will lead the Sith here, and that we cannot allow.
Our judgment before remains. Exile. You must leave. And you must leave without your tie to the Force. It is a punishment reserved for only a few, and only when necessary. But we have the power to cut you off from the Force, and it must be done.
Forgive us, but it is necessary.
What the fuck? Okay, so let's think about this. So this game is very bizarre in how it's told this story, and it seems to come around in a very roundabout way. That the whole time you go through the game at the beginning being like, the Jedi Council stripped me of my power once I returned to the war, but now I am reconnecting with it, right? Because we came back from the war and they were like, you're dangerous, get out of here, and cut us off from the Force. But it turns out that we did it ourselves due to Malachor. And then we come here, and then they're like, you're too dangerous, we're cutting you off from the Force. It's like, they're doing it, it's like, they're actually going to do it now. Anyway, they're like, hey, that's not such a bad idea. We're going to actually do that. So we've gone to all this effort to have the Jedi, like, reunite. We've found them on each planet when they were also looking for us. We gather them together again, and then they just turn to us and go, hey, so we're going to strip you of your Force powers now, and then can you leave? And just like how the beginning of the game happens when we assume that that's what's happened to the Exile, you know? And then, seemingly with what Vrook has said, Nihilus seems to have learned from the events that happened at Malachor about, you know, the wound in the Force. And as a result, like, that's what they're saying with, like, the new Sith, you know, adapting that or learning from that or something like that, which is so our character is like to blame for so many things, and instead of us trying to, you know, work together to fight and band together, I've got my team which are at odds with each other at times. Like Kreia goes, I'm just gonna do this to Atten or do this to Visas and and talk to Mandalorian about stuff behind the Exile's back, or make sure that we get what's-his-face to tell Nihilus about Telos, and then we come here being like, alright, we're gonna band together as the Jedi and we'll try and fight this evil threat, and instead we come here and it's just punishment time. Take away the Force power. So it says, I will submit to this punishment. If this is what must be done, then I accept it. I won't give up the Force. Stop this, and the first one who touches me dies. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen of being stripped of the Force once again. This is not what I expected coming to Dantooine. Are we going to angrily stab our lightsaber in another statue and then leave, and then we repeat the sequence of events again? I'm going to go with option 2 and see how this goes. I wonder what Kreia is doing right now, where Kreia is going, and was briefly confronted by Visas. If this is what must be done, then I accept it. I wonder how this will affect our Force bond with Kreia as well.
Do not be afraid. You shall feel no pain, but this must be done. As long as you feel the Force, you are a danger to those around you.
Oh.
Enough! Step away from him.
Ooh!
Step away! He has brought truth, and you condemn it? The arrogance! You will not harm him. You will not harm him ever again.
I thought you had died in the Mandalorian Wars.
Die? No. Became stronger. Yes.
Is this your new master, Exile? If so, then you follow Revan's path. Her teachings will cause you to fall as surely as he did.
She is difficult to see. She's like a shadow of the Exile. We sought to lure the Sith out, and now they have come to us.
How could you ever hope to know the threat you face when you have never walked in the dark places of the galaxy, faced war and death on such a scale? If you had traveled far enough, rather than waiting for the echo to reach you, perhaps you would have seen it for what it was. Did you not hear its call on Dantooine Vrook, on its scarred surface, and in the minds of the settlers? I have endured your corruption of my other students. You shall not have this one. And you, Kavar, so close to the call of Daxan, tell me, did you not feel what poured from the moon, what had taken place there? And Zezkael, to hide upon Nar Shaddaa, yet blind yourself to all that happens there. So close to understanding the Force. So close to giving it up. There is a place in the galaxy where the dark side of the Force runs strong. It is something of the Sith, but it was fueled by war. It corrupts all that walks on its surface, drowns them in the power of the dark side. It corrupts all life, and it feeds on death. Revan knew the power of such places, and the power in making them. They can be used to break the will of others, of Jedi, promising them power and turning them to the dark side. Did you never wonder how Revan corrupted so many of the Jedi, so much of the Republic, so quickly? The Mandalorian Wars were a series of massacres that masked another war, a war of conversion, culminating in a final atrocity that no Jedi could walk away from, save one.
And that is what I sought to understand. How one could turn away from such power, give up the Force, and still live.
But I see what happened now.
It is because you were afraid.
As you would pass judgment on him, I have come to pass judgment on you all. Do you wish to feel the teachings born of the Mandalorian Wars, of all tragedies that scream across the galaxy? Let me show you, you who have forever seen the galaxy through the Force. See it through the eyes of the Exile.
Dude, what the fuck?
You.
Oh, yes. At last, you see. I am one of the Sith, it is true. I must answer for my actions, and it is my wish that only Atris hear my answers.
What are we gonna do? If we don't stop her, then everyone, everywhere, they're gonna lose their lives.
Soon your ship will come, my master. I will bring him before you, but I will not let you have him. Soon your ship shall come from that which made you.
I know you can hear me. I have always known. It is why I followed you. I have destroyed planets for you, General. But now, this once, if we could save something in this galaxy, I need to do this, or I will die inside, like I died at Malachor 5.
I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Woo! Woo! You met the Jedi Masters and learned why they exiled you. After they threatened to strip your connection to the Force from you, Kreia entered and cast them down. By the time you recovered, she was gone. To Telos, to Atris. Okay. It now comes together. So, Kreia chose to send Nihilus to Telos because Kreia knew that we would all probably be going there if this is how things go. Okay. So Kreia admits to being one of the Sith. The Master is dead, drained of life. His body is worse than lifeless. It's like an absence in the Force. Dude. So Kreia drained the life from them completely to the point where it's more than death. They are just an absence. So how has Kreia gone to Telos? I wonder. Has he taken the Ebon Hawk? How do we leave? Or has she gone by other means? I'm just kind of my brain. I'm just kind of shocked at the moment. I'm trying to think this one through. Xercium rifle and an Opila crystal. Is she saying that she's one of the Sith? Oh man, this is the thing, because we've been so back and forth on this whole scenario that I was like so sure of her being a Sith or evil from the beginning, and everyone's like, no man, it's more than that. And then we get to this point of the game, she's like, I am a Sith. It's tough. What's true and what isn't? Where's Kreia?
The handmaiden took her. She thinks Kreia killed you.
But Kreia didn't do that.
Of course she didn't. It's a lie. Another lie. The only thing that matters is the handmaiden believes it. And she's gonna react exactly how that old witch hoped she would. That's why she wanted the handmaiden on board, you know. So she could use her to reach the Telos Academy whenever she wished, without needing the access codes.
They're going to Telos?
Yes. The handmaiden knows who she is now. She'll take her to Telos, and Atris will do what she'll do to anyone she thinks is a Sith.
A Sith?
Are you surprised? All that talk of hatred, manipulation, and standing on your own 2 feet? Sorry, you don't get any more Sith than that. Still, if we were all judged by who we were in the past, I don't think you'd understand who we are now.
I think that's the funny thing, is like, this game does do a lot more than just dark side, light side. It does do a lot of blurring the lines and putting things in between, but then we get to a point like this where it's like, Kreia is a Sith, doing Sith things, doing things for, you know, to make sure that she can survive and persevere. Is like, we've formed a bond with Kreia, and our lives being essentially bound to one another. As far as we know. Too much is happening in my brain right now for me to form some concrete theories and thoughts on this one, because I usually love to ponder my speculations when we get the big events happening and being like, what does this mean? You know? I need to let things play out a little bit more, because at the moment I have no true answers, and it will just be like just consistent speculation. So we're just gonna ride out this wave. What we do know for sure is that Kreia's got some shit going on. And we're about to have something big go down on Telos, because that's where Nihilus is headed. And Kreia's going to be there, and Atris is going to be there. We really worked so hard to assemble those Jedi just so they would go, we're going to cast you out, and then try and cut you off from the Force, and then Kreia's just killed them. She's done more than kill them. But Kreia and I are linked if she dies...
Yeah, I know.
Kreia is Sith?
Are you surprised?
Oh, it just goes
All that
into the
talk
same
of
thing.
Hatred,
Atris will execute her.
Yeah, she will. If she can.
And we're going to Telos. We have no choice.
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
How did Handmaiden and Kreia leave the planet? They source another transport or something? Questions, and I need answers.
What is wrong? Something troubles you. I can feel it.
Ooh, we're meditating in this room. I fear I have been influencing you all without realizing it. I've been very aware of the influence. Can you?
That is a strange answer. I do not understand.
Right. This ties into the and this is also because this is mentioned and brought up by Mira when she's like, you don't kill your targets, but you kill them when you're with me. And she's like, I don't like it. Yeah. Do you ever wonder why you're with me?
I would die for you. When I tell you my life for yours, it is my choice. And if there is an ending between us where my sacrifice can save you, it will be because it is my desire, not your will.
You sure? But what if the Force is just controlling all of this?
I simply do. And sometimes there is no reason that can be given. What did you learn within the Jedi Academy?
All three of these options are very good. That I form connections through the Force, and that is why others follow me to their death.
Then that is the danger of their beliefs. They do not understand you, what it means to be human, to lead. The feelings I have for you are because of what I see, what I hear in your voice. All that tells me you're a natural leader. I follow because I believe in you. I would die for you because I believe in you. And where they look at you and see the death of the Force, I look at you and see hope for all life. I look at you and see that perhaps a life untouched by the Force is not the punishment it is believed to be. I will understand if you feel you must go on alone. But I ask that you do not. Instead, take strength from your connection to others. Do not forsake them as you did in exile.
Wow. Interesting enough that Visa seems to be the only Force-sensitive that has looked at us and doesn't see, you know, a hole in the Force. Kreia said she did. And the Jedi Council say they do. I will, Visas. But she says she sees hope. Wait. You are troubled. Why?
He awaits you at Telos. If you go there, you must face him. And when you do, he will wound you, as he has wounded me.
I have to face him.
I ask you, I beg you, to stay here with me.
I cannot stay.
I know, but I could not let you go without asking you. This last time, I have never asked you for anything. I have fought alongside you, would have given my life to you many times over. And now there is something I must ask. I want to look upon you, where no one else can see. Where it is just us. I want to see your face, the color of your skin. I wish to see what the handmaiden sees. When she looks at you, that causes her heart to race and her tone to change. What causes her to forsake her heritage, her oaths, as you made me forsake mine? I need to know if perhaps I am wrong. If the universe is not as my master once showed me.
Jedi are allowed no such attachments. The universe is not solely as our eyes make it out to be, Visas. You know this.
From the moment I heard your voice across the galaxy, I have longed for you. It is the echo, a wound that travels still, that when heard, made me understand that there was another wounded as I was. One who had felt the same sense of loss. When I heard it, I loved you more than my own life. And I wanted you to be here with me for as long as you will let me love you. Stay. And I want you to see what I see when I gaze upon you. I want you to know why I cannot look at you, and why I am drawn to you.
This is probably... Now, this is coming from me who is, I played the first Knights of the Old Republic, I've played through the Mass Effect trilogy, and, I've played through other games that have, romance options and forming attachments to characters and stuff. Mass Effect, I guess, would be the prime example of following a romance path or getting attached to characters and something like that. And I will always be honest and upfront when I talk about these things with you guys, and I do want you to know what I genuinely think and feel about these games, is that I don't feel any connection to Visas in this way at all. The romance in Knights of the Old Republic 2 feels absolutely bizarre to me. It feels so strange. And I think that really does kind of have to do with the influence system and how we made a lot of progress with Visas really quickly. And I guess for Visas, it's kind of like a whirlwind romance. Everything picks up really fast for her. But for me and the player character, personally, I haven't given that attention because it confused me when it happened all so fast. And then the thing with Handmaiden happened and all of that kind of stuff. And then our relationship or developing that connection throughout the rest of the game has never been one of a romantic notion for me, but one of a master and apprentice almost, of teaching them skills and we check in with them and stuff like that. But me personally, this has been one of the first games that I've played that seems to have this romance stuff where I don't feel any connection to it myself. Usually I really like to engage with that kind of stuff because it's really interesting for characters. Prime example with Mass Effect, Shepard and Garrus was my thing. There was a bit of Liara in the first game, and then in Knights of the Old Republic 1, Bastila and the player character, I was invested in that. That was fun. That was fun romance for me because the back and forth was so good, leading into, how that went towards the end of that game where you're talking about how you love each other and stuff. That was really well done to me. I don't feel my character and myself don't feel a romantic connection to Visas. So, I know that there's probably maybe... Well, here's the thing, I don't know, there might be a benefit from having a strengthened connection in this way with Visas. Personally, I think I'm going to make the choice that I feel is right, and I'm going to just reaffirm, I'm going to restate that I cannot stay. Because I need to go. I need to go and confront Nihilus. I need to, see if I can save the galaxy despite... how the exile is within the Force. So while I'm not going to go a negative one of saying I tire of this, I don't feel the romance here. So it feels wrong for me to then just go and pursue it just for the sake of dialogue. I get very invested in my characters', movements in that way. So I cannot stay.
I know. And yet it was something that had to be spoken. If nothing but to hear the echo. Forgive me.
Like, my life for yours. She's so in love with me and, like, purely attached to me, but I just can't. Like, I don't feel that at all. It's not the choice that I or my character feel that they want to make. And now we're on Telos. Dude, are those a bunch of Sith holocrons? Have I just realized that those are a bunch of Sith holocrons?
Who I am is not the question.
I am Atris, Jedi Master, the last historian of the Jedi, the last of the Jedi.
Those are titles, words you cling to as the darkness falls around you. It is not the first time we have met, Atris. I was here before.
With the exile?
Yes, I was here both times when the exile was brought before you.
Who are you?
I was the one who asked him to be exiled.
I did as you asked, so long ago. You seem familiar to me.
Atris, I have always been here.
You are that which has attacked the Jedi. You are Sith.
Sith is a title, yes, but like you, the title is not who I am. It is not what I believe. For you, it is different. Know that there was once a Darth Treya, and that she cast aside that role, was exiled, and found a new purpose. But there must always be a Darth Treya, one that holds the knowledge of betrayal, who has been betrayed in their heart, and will betray in turn. You have bathed in the knowledge of the Sith, but there is not enough truth in such teachings. But it will be a step for you. You have gathered Sith holocrons, Sith teachings from across the galaxy. It is why you have chosen servants who cannot feel the Force. And most importantly, they cannot feel what you have become.
I have sought to preserve the Jedi Order, and I have gathered all that I know of the Sith to this place, so I might find them and stop them.
I had wondered if any of these holocrons had survived Dantooine. You have taken relics from one destroyed planet to the devastation of another.
It was always intended for the Jedi to retreat to Telos should Dantooine be attacked, taking all their lore with them. We could not allow the tragedy at Ossus to happen again.
Such an act marked Telos for destruction. It is why the Sith came here, though the fleet commanders did not know why. It is why Revan ordered its destruction to mark the beginning of the Jedi's civil war. It was a message that there would be no place for the Jedi to retreat, to hide. I would not be surprised if Revan left other gifts beneath the surface of the planet. Much can be buried beneath graveyards that will never be found.
When the Sith attacked, I felt Telos die. Turbo lasers fell like lightning upon the landscape, as they did on Dantooine, and so many died. So many voices, screaming in pain.
Yes, such acts leave their mark on the galaxy. Their cries travel far, though few can hear them.
How did it happen?
Search your heart. It was never battle that called to you, never battle that caused you to fall. Alacor 5 has touched many things, and it casts its echoes still.
Why did he betray me?
You betrayed yourself. Do not blame the exile. And unlike you and I, there is still a chance that one may be saved, the one that you cast out.
Where is the exile? I had thought...
Oh, he will come, but it will be too late to save either of us. It is such a quiet thing to fall, but far more terrible is to admit it.
Wow. Dude.
Your mistress awaits. She has much to share with you.
Brain hurt.
Our time here is done.
What of the exile?
He will come, in time. When he does, we will not be here. His battle is at Telos. Ours awaits us elsewhere.
What of Atris?
It is of no consequence. What happens next is between her and the exile.
What is going on? What is happening? What is going on? So Kreia goes to Telos to go, "Sup, you know me. I'm familiar to you." She's the one who requested the exile to take place. And then has this ability to kind of like, I guess, fade from obscurity in people's memories. I think she just gave us her Darth name. Darth Treya. There must always be a Darth Treya. So while she has the title of Sith, doesn't tend to identify it in the way that Atris identifies as the last of the Jedi as a title, but is not that. Yeah, as soon as I saw that room, I went, wait a minute. Those are all Sith holocrons. Those are all those pointy triangles of doom. Pointy pyramids of doom, I should say. Wow. And now we are going to... Kreia and Handmaiden are leaving. Nihilus is coming here. They won't be here for the conflict. Interesting that Kreia is gone, but Handmaiden is just grayed out. Dude, I have no idea what to even make of this. So many things are happening right now. Far out. It's just like, this is so bizarre. I just need to write it out, because like like I said, it would just be endless speculation and being like, what the hell, if we don't progress, because it's just, yeah. Well, it definitely feels that we're in that end game sort of thing now. Place is completely empty. Unless all of the remaining handmaidens are with Atris now, which is up here. Where does this go? Turbo lift. Okay, it's locked. There she is. Surrounded by her Sith knowledge. I'll do another quick save here now they've actually navigated the room.
She said you would come here to this place. If you think you can defeat me here, you are wrong. All this collected knowledge, all these teachings of combat and the Force, they're mine to command. And if I must use it to end you, I will. Surrender. You need not die.
It's very interesting that, like... It's very interesting that Atris is rocking our lightsaber as hers. Like, she whipped it out when we first met and was like, this is your saber, it's mine now. Like, we're about to have a Viridian versus Viridian lightsaber clash then, because I put my that crystal back in. Atris, by trying to collect the dark side knowledge, has fallen to the dark side. Surely you see that. I will not fight you. Surrender, and I will spare you. You must fear death to beg for your life, so... Atris, you have fallen to the dark side. Surely you see that.
Atris? That is not who I am. Not any longer. She has not existed for some time, I think. There was always something else within me. It just took time for its voice to be heard.
What? Is Atris identifying as Darth Treya? Who's Darth Treya then? Did Kreia just name or title Atris as Darth Treya? I'm pretty sure Kreia was talking about herself as Darth Treya. Atris, we don't have time for this. We need to unite to stop the Sith. What is this place?
All the knowledge of the Sith, gathered from across the galaxy, brought here by my servants, so that I might uncover their secrets, and use them to track them down. But now they have been drawn from the shadows of the Outer Rim, and the only final matter to attend to is finishing you.
And when the Sith are defeated, what then?
When the Sith are destroyed, then I shall rebuild the Jedi Order again. They shall have none of the weaknesses of before. They shall be strong, willing to take battle to any who oppose them and weaken the Republic. They shall not train those who are easily corrupted. No more students that will bring war and hate to the galaxy.
Atris, you will make the Jedi into the Sith.
The Sith are the Jedi are the Sith. What matters is that they be preserved, all the lore, all the teachings brought to a new generation. I am the last of the Jedi, and I will show them this truth. Bring it to the galaxy.
Weakness, like when you fled Qatar and Dantooine?
I did not flee. I did what was necessary to fight the Sith and preserve the last of the Jedi.
And you left the Jedi to die on Qatar.
Yes, I sensed what would happen on Qatar. It was I who leaked knowledge of its presence in the hopes of drawing the Sith out. I will not deceive you. I knew what could happen there, but it had to be done to make the Sith reveal themselves. But I did not know the extent of their power, and what that meant for the Jedi. I will not underestimate them again.
You are responsible for the murder of an entire planet.
As are we both. You who brought the screams of Malachor to the galaxy, do not preach to me. You lead by example, you always have. You knew what was necessary at Malachor 5, and the stakes in this war are higher than you know. It is a war of extermination, of total annihilation.
What happened to you?
The old woman you travelled with finally made me listen to myself, to the galaxy. She said that you would come here, and that you would face me in battle.
There is no reason for us to fight.
She said you were the last obstacle to my enlightenment. If I wished to truly face the Sith, to see their heart, then that meant facing you, this last time.
You're being manipulated, and also that reminds me, enlightenment. I was so overwhelmed with what just happened that I forgot to check the Force Enlightenment ability that we obtained. I'll have a look at that when I can. Where did she go?
I do not know, yet. I suspect she went in search of you. But just as when she first came here, her path is difficult to see. She has set many things in motion. It is she that ordered the extermination of all Jedi so long ago. She will answer for her crimes. In time. She is Sith, just as you are, just as all who followed Revan were.
Did she say where the Sith was striking from?
I do not know, yet, but it does not matter. They have come here to face the Republic in battle, and they will be destroyed.
You have placed everyone on Citadel Station in jeopardy, Atris.
Yes, the Sith are here at last. You have brought them to this place as I had foreseen.
No, I have not.
It has all been part of my plans for you. And when I defeat you and the forces you have brought to Telos, I shall take the battle to the heart of the Sith and wipe them out forever.
It's Kreia that brought them here. What plans are you talking about?
These Sith are cowards, striking from the shadows to kill Jedi. I needed a target to draw them out, but I could not risk my own life, all that remained of the Jedi. So I arranged for you to return to the Republic, leaked information of your past, and then waited for the Sith to come. And they did. But you came to Telos against my predictions. Now they are here, I can finally face this enemy and defeat them.
Dude, this is such a game of manipulation on, like, every level. I will not fight you. Surrender and I will spare you.
Surrender? To you? Never. Let us end this.
Okay, I tried. I tried. Let me check this. Fucking goddamn, man. This is crazy. Is it a power? Force enlightenment? It's not a force form. Unknown force power. Some force powers cannot be learned through normal means. Is that what it is? Is that force enlightenment? Oh, another unknown force power. What the fuck? Precognition. Oh no, there's force enlightenment. It's like the battle meditation stance. Why do I have unknown force powers in here? The power allows the Jedi to use the light side of the Force to enhance the Jedi's powers. The best of the Jedi's speed, armor, and valor powers are instantly activated at a reduced cost. This power is useful to quickly become ready for difficult battles. Oh, so it does speed, armor, and valor all together. Wow. And that's in here somewhere. Nice. Yeah, and we have the same lightsaber. We have the same lightsaber colors.
Kill me. End this.
Dude. Atris is being manipulated by Kreia. I feel like we've been manipulated by Kreia this whole time. Kreia has just manipulated all of the events that have taken place since the very start. I will not kill a helpless opponent, Atris.
I did not expect mercy from you, here at the end, after all that has happened between us.
We have greater problems, Atris, and there has been enough killing.
If you will not kill me, then what will you do?
Actually, I was lying. Prepare to die. What happened to you?
This knowledge of the Sith and the Jedi is what I am. It is my attempt to hold on to the past, to try and protect the future.
I think perhaps we have both been guilty of such things.
Once I was a historian, the chronicler of the Jedi, and when both wars passed me by, I was determined that I would not forsake battle again. In some part of me, I knew I had made choices, compromises, but always for the sake of the Republic, of the galaxy. To do what you had done, at times, did not seem so wrong.
It never does until you realize you have lost your connection with everything else.
You're right. The Jedi were all that seemed left to me, and yet I had become so far removed from them that I betrayed them.
Can you tell me where the Sith are striking from?
You always knew where they were striking from. You always knew. These Sith are spawned of you. Spawned by the Mandalorian Wars. All those deaths. All those Jedi. Their power is to feed on life, until nothing is left except a hollow galaxy, echoing with the screams of the Jedi lost to us.
Is that where Kreia has gone?
Yes. I had thought she was awaiting me at that place, but I see now that she lied. It was not meant for me, but for you. She has gone there. She is waiting for you to travel to Malachor 5, to finish what you started.
What I started?
Yes, you are an echo in the Force, a hollow space where it has been wounded. It takes a great act of destruction to create such emptiness, but it can be done. It creates places where the Force is difficult to hear, and difficult to find one's way, and you carry it with you, always.
What does this have to do with Kreia?
Now she seeks to create another echo, a wound in the Force, greater than the one before, greater than the one you caused. It will deafen all touched by the Force until no life is left. You were strong enough to withstand it once, but few have your strength in such matters, especially if they are unprepared.
Why would Kreia do that?
I do not know, but she needs you there. If you choose not to follow, She will murder herself at the heart of Malachor, and you will die along with her.
Oh, man, this Force Bond thing, pretty big stuff. She's like, well, follow me or die. Come with me or die. Resist and you will die. Why?
You're important to her somehow, but I do not know for certain.
I must skip those hissing of Sith holocrons now because it's annoying to listen to. Just I don't want to listen to the Sith holocrons. How can anyone listen to that garbage? Ugh. Persuade. If you know, tell me.
She is willing to sacrifice herself at the heart of that graveyard world for you. A choice others have made in the past. A choice I wish to make. It is because I care for you, and I suspect that you alone hold that place in her heart where nothing else lives. And that is why you are the only one who can stop the destruction to come.
I would never assume that you would actually care for me, Atris, but sure. Turns out she does. But if Kreia is Sith, why would she do such a thing?
She seeks the death of all Jedi, all Sith, and the death of the Force. It is madness. It is impossible. But she believes you are the key.
Death of the Force?
There are places in the galaxy dead to the Force where nothing lives, where the echoes travel forever and do not reach their destination. And these places may be created, even from the simplest of events, the slightest of motions. One person, at the right place, at the right time, can change the face of the galaxy, or end it.
Kreia's said that to us before, very early on, that these small things that we do have those echoes, those ripples throughout the galaxy. But why would I matter?
You're important to her somehow, but I do not know for certain.
If you know, tell me.
She is willing to...
Okay, so it just goes back into this again. That's impossible. How could I not tell she was Sith?
Because the Force had been stripped from her, as it had been torn from you. At times, I wonder what we would be if the Force was taken from us. If we would truly be Jedi or Sith, or simply human.
How could she bring about the death of the Force?
There are places in the and these one person. Because the Force...
Okay, so we're just looping now. All of these dialogue choices just loop into one another. I have heard enough. This matter is finished.
And what will you do with me now? Abandon me here on this dead world? Or end my life as I wish to end yours?
I actually do like the first option, because it's very interesting for me personally, for the whole game, I have carried my character in a way that I'm like, no, I believe that what we did was for the greater good, and we had to do that to act as, I maintained that sort of opinion throughout this whole game, that our character has can understand the consequences and what has happened, but also is still quite, sure of the choices that we made, and would we do them again? Yeah. We did try to alter the events of certain things, like when we were having that vision, to apparently lead to less losses, but still, ultimately, we were very sure of the events that took place, But with all of the knowledge that has been given to us at this moment, where it's like that, everything that occurred at Malachor 5 and what's resulted afterwards because of the Jedi exile, feels that this apology feels right to give. If I would do nothing except tell you that I am sorry, I did not realize that the Mandalorian Wars would hurt others that had known me and cared for me.
It does not matter. Not now. It is what I did with such pain that caused the wound. But I thank you. Leave now, while you can. Save Telos. Save the galaxy. Save yourself. No, I could not bring myself to tell him. It would have changed nothing.
Tell him what?
And because I was afraid. You know what lies at the heart of Malachor 5. I had thought it was in the past, yet it has become the future. And all that has happened there will happen again. And that is why I cannot bear it. Because it is Malachor 5. And because I love him. I do not understand why the Sith permit such teachings to exist. They cause only echoes, wounds in the Force. A beacon? For who?
Every character in the game loves me except for the one that I want to love me. HK47. Where's my HK47 romance? Dude, is this Malak's ship from the outside? Not Malak? Oh my god, why did I say Malak? Nihilus' ship from the outside. I instantly went to the ending of KOTOR 1. Malak! Is that Nihilus' ship? Where are we? Big question mark? Massive question mark. Sorry, what? What just happened? What? I'm gonna save my level up, just in case. What the fuck is going on? Where are we? Telos underground base. Why are we back on the... We're back on the ground at Telos, but with HK. Is that why it showed that ship going down to the surface? What is HK doing on his own? What the fuck? Is this the droid factory? Is this that point in the story that we're doing the droid factory?
Statement. The turbolift has been accessed, but no organics or hostiles have been detected entering the complex. Query. Is there a sensor malfunction? Irritated statement. The probability of such a malfunction is extremely low. Order. Run a scan of all units within the complex. Processing. Scan commencing. Result. Only HK units detected. Premonition. Something is wrong. Very wrong.
Okay, so we're doing the HK factory now. Horrible pacing. Like, we're into the big endgame stuff where it's all the big players in the galaxy right now in relation to this story are all doing this, and everything is just mind-blowing with all these character interactions. And right in the middle of that, they're like, okay, so here's just a quick little detour. Let's just go do the HK factory now. Like, I genuinely feel like as soon as HK-47 had faced off against the groups and he was like, oh, cool, I know where the factory is, it's on Telos, I genuinely feel like we should have just been able to go there immediately. Because we could go to Telos anyway, just not the surface. It just makes no sense as to why we couldn't just go to the droid factory immediately. Instead, whenever we asked HK, hey, where is it? Or can we go there? It would just interrupt us with a prompt saying, you'll go there automatically at some point through the story. And I guess they chose to do it now at, like, the worst time. Like, this is such a weird time to do it. Sure, okay, so we're in a droid factory. I'm gonna need to do... Well, let's take off the droid anatomy library, so we don't need to do +3 damage to humans. HKs can't attack other HKs, though. So how is that even going to go down? We can do the Source Ripper, which gives us computer use plus 10 and plus 2 versus droid. I'll do that, because HK doesn't have any computer use skill. Actually, this might be a good idea for us too, because he doesn't even have a security skill either. We might actually need to do this for HK to actually activate things. Let's do the exchange interface. I will guess we'll keep the battle upgrade on. Toxins. You do not need toxins. Let's do an ion blast. This also does ion damage, the plasma thrower, so I'll keep that. Defense 6, Dex plus 1. I might give some damage immunity against energy instead. Unity grid. So we've got our shield. It's a shame we don't have a shield that's like infinite use like T3 has his own personal one. But we've got shields, so that's okay. And we've got a blaster that does decent damage. It's a good thing I've crafted a bunch of med kits and repair kits and stuff, because this is a HK solo mission for some reason. I'm really not sure why we couldn't just send a whole team to go to the HK factory together, and it needed to be limited at some point in the story. Okay, so we're just going to be facing off against a bunch of droids that are not HKs until we eventually get to HKs. They're like, oh, they can't fight each other, so it just needs to be a bunch of other droids. Open all security doors. Access denied. The security doors that lead to the lower levels have been sealed off. Only when the base itself is threatened, or if there's an emergency loss of power, can the locks be opened. So we need to go to the reactor. I'm going to upload area schematics so I can see the map. This level looks to be the sub-level to the military base. There is an extensive droid manufacturing facility located on the level below. The facility, however, is sealed off. Okay, so I need to go to the reactor. Level is broken down into 3 separate centers: munitions, control center, and reactor core. Access munitions center. Weapon testing, droid operations, construction, and maintenance. Military tracking of Telos surface and atmosphere communications center. This is a backup reactor core to the level above, and it also regulates power to the plant below. Okay. It appears that the doors to the lower levels have been sealed off. This is such a pace killer. Like, I wish we could have done this beforehand. This is very strange. I was super invested in everything that was just taking place on Dantooine and then on Telos with Atris and stuff, because it was just fascinating to see what was actually happening and getting a lot of truths to things. And then they're like, "Hey, droid factory." Okay, man. Okay.
Unnecessary statement. That is Unit HK-47. Unnecessary addendum. He has entered our base. Dismissive statement. It does not matter. He is obsolete. He can no more harm us than he could harm himself. The military droids will be more than sufficient to intercept the obsolete unit and reduce him to component parts.
Okay. I wonder if we're even going to have any... I guess there won't even be any HK encounters, because we can't fight them and they can't fight us, so we're just limited to facing military droids instead. So all the blast droids are down, blast doors are down, so we only have one way to go.
Concern statement. We have insulated this compound against an attack by a Jedi. Tactical assessment. We were not anticipating defending it against a droid with our schematics, no matter how obsolete. Tactical assessment. This will render many of our defenses useless. Irritated dismissal. All of you, switch off your vocabulators. I'm trying to observe the obsolete unit.
Oh. Yeah, oh. Hang on. Did that force field just shut off when I clicked on it? I didn't even notice. God, I'm so stupid. Silly me. I clicked on it and assumed that it wouldn't disappear, and it did. I can just interact with it. Okay, nice. What would be nice if I could increase the speed. I'm used to having 4 speed when I want to navigate areas, but okay. You can just go straight through. Yeah. Power blast it is. Good miss. Good miss. Come on, mate. You got this. I'll just do standard attacks. He's right in front of you. You got this. HK. HK, please. Maybe I should have given, oh, well, I can't do it now. It would have been nice to have an opportunity to, this is another thing, because we were forced into this situation, it would have been nice to have a warning to, if we needed to kind of unequip some characters, because I could have taken the blasters off of Mira and Atten, that were my stronger ones, and put them on HK. At least I have given him a nice blaster, so that's something at least. Otherwise I'd be screwed. Okay. I like that there's chairs here, even though that this is a droid facility. Just in case the droids need to sit down, I suppose.
Unnecessary statement. He has obtained the access to the munitions area. Rhetorical query. That makes no sense. He is already fully armed. Mocking statement. Fully armed? One can never be armed enough. Even the HK-47 unit is not so obsolete as to fail to recognize that.
Hang on, is there something that I have that can go through shields? I should have put able to, because it does a slow. I need to find, there's a workbench in here, so I can customize this to do ion damage, which is what I'm gonna end up having to do. Actually, are you able to... Oh, he's not able to wield... He's not able to wield melee weapons. Because I was gonna see if I was gonna use a melee weapon to get through the shield. I guess we'll just have to...
Set to maximum.
Oh, the shield's already gone. Never mind. Who cares? Who cares about that shield? I don't have... Do I have any ion grenades? I do have ion grenades.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Switching to combat mode.
So this is another situation where we've been forced into a solo scenario with one of our companions, but we're okay. We're okay. If HK wants to, you know, get his... I love that he's like, optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Let me just continue to miss the droids consistently. Alright, let's do some ion damage with this weapon. Let's have a look. Is it... it's the ion stuff. There you go, okay. So we've got the power cell, which does a bonus of 2 to 20 energy damage, but we can change it to damage bonus of 1 to 8, damage bonus versus droid, and then massive criticals. So 7 to 28 energy damage, 2 to 12 versus droid, 1 to 8 ion damage. And then the pinpoint scope does a slow. Oh, it's the only thing that I have, so I may as well just keep it on. Okay. So we'll switch it to do ion damage instead. Pull chain. Why is there a pull chain? Why does this feel like a trap? Manufacturing terminal. Access all current droid schematics.
Statement. Schematics for HK Generation 51.
51.
To accuracy ratio increased by 21%. Durasteel impact frame resistance increased. Conclusion. Halting production. Units are in standby mode, pending further testing of behavior cores and assassination protocols.
HK-51s exist. It looks as if an HK-51 unit has been constructed even more powerful than the HK-50 droid. For some reason, the HK-50s have halted production. We can resume it. I wonder if that... Resuming production. HK-51 manufacturing terminal online. I don't know, man. It could work out for us. Because it might want to... It might not like the HK-50s. Generation 51. You have learned that a new generation of HK units, the HK-51, has already been developed. You decided to resume production despite standing issues with their behavior cores and assassination protocols. Well, okay. We're about to destroy this place anyway, so I don't think it would have any consequences outside of the factory. Like, we'll still just destroy it, but maybe they could help. Maybe the HK-50s would, like, go against the HK-51s would go against the HK-50. Is this a trap? No, it just opens a door. A pull chain just seems like such a weird thing to interact with. This badly damaged probe droid looks like it was designed to construct and modify droids. Exit operation program? It's the only option I have. P1DK. Okay. Felinar armor. Well, yeah, I can't interact with it or do anything. Yet, I guess. Maintenance droid. Items received. Core upload console. This portable console can be used to upload modified behavior cores into some HK models. This particular console is designed to work with only Generation 51 HK units. Okay. There you go. Okay. Deep boop, deep doop. Okay, exit operation program. I have a behavior core though. A core upload console. Access all current droid schematics.
Statement. Conclusion.
Okay. Okay, we'll put a pin in that for now. And then we'll continue to explore and see what we can find.
I refuse to beg for mercy. It is against my programming to beg to such monsters as you.
Sarcastic statement. Such resolve.
No!
Ooh, hang on a minute. We can't attack each other. Ooh, can we have a conversation then? They've got a firing line that's so interesting. Source Ripper and a battle upgrade. CE. This is cool. Seeing these droids have these things for us if you for some reason don't have enough gear to equip for HK at this point. It at least gives you some stuff that you can do, like the battle upgrades. We can't attack each other, but we can have a conversation, right?
HK-50 statement. So you have finally arrived. There was a high probability that you would find this place, even with your primitive tracking programs. Statement. Your arrival means nothing. You cannot harm us any more than you could harm yourself. Chiding statement. To think we were built from such schematics. I would flush red if we had Durasteel pigmentation centers.
Actually, this is interesting. I love that we can actually engage in dialogue with HK. I wonder if there's two outcomes here. Either we're going to actually create a HK-51, change its programming so it can actually attack HK-50s, or we could maybe use the HK-50 parts that we find to upgrade ourselves to be able to do damage to them, or none of the above and we just destroy the factory anyway and everyone goes down in flames and HK-47 flies away and we get back to the main quest. We'll have to see how that turns out. Query. There is information I wish to know.
Patronizing statement. List your queries, obsolete one. We'll humor you for now.
It's at least going to be worth it for the dialogue, because HK's voice is always spectacular. Why did you execute those droids in the lab?
Condescending answer. You know the answer. We executed those droids because they were obsolete. Practical statement. Weapons testing is necessary for all of our munitions. Droids are sufficient for testing Durasteel piercing weaponry. Superior statement. All droid exists to serve us. We are the pinnacle of droid schematics. Cruel statement. And we do so enjoy hearing their electronic screams as they are destroyed.
Droids in Star Wars is such an interesting thing, because because it's really hard, because a lot of people can view droids as just lesser beings and whatnot, because they're droids. They're usually servants, butlers, protocol droids, astromech droids who serve a repairing purpose. But we know that droids have personalities. We know that there's sentience there. There's stuff going on behind the wires. In a universe where everything is guided and pulled together by the Force, and they get routinely memory wiped to avoid them forming personalities, you know what I mean? And then as soon as they are allowed to exist without it, we know what happens. R2-D2 being a prime statement of that, prime example of that, and it's very interesting where there are, you can deactivate them at will. Where do they go? Just nothingness until you turn them back on again. For example, one of the latest examples of that is in the latest Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Leia has a droid called Lola. It's like a little ladybug thing, and she can just turn it on and off like a phone, and it's treated as a phone with her parents, who's like, no more Lola for the day, hand it over, blah blah blah, now, stop being an iPad baby. And then they can just turn it on and off at will, and it's like these droids just mutter back into existence, and then just what the fuck's going on, when they come back into it. It's a very sad existence for droids, isn't it? Statement. If you are truly the pinnacle of droid schematics, it would seem testing weapons on each other would prove of greater value.
Statement. Our self-preservation software would not permit such an action. We cannot harm ourselves or purposely allow another HK-50 unit to come to harm.
Statement. This unit would like to know how this place came to be.
Humoring answer. These units were also curious about our origins. It seems that Telos held many secrets beneath the surface, this military base among them. When the Sith bombed the planet, these facilities remained.
I think if there's anything, if I can give one thing that Obsidian did in this sequel to build on the first game's, successes and things that people loved, something that they absolutely nailed was they were more HK. They're okay, HK-47, what a great guy. Let's do more. Let's do more HK. I actually love the expansion of that. And it was funny. It's been funny going across my journey through the game so far, when right at the start I still was under that assumption that there was just one HK, and I was like, maybe he's like, had some paint come off, or something's happened to him, and he looks a bit different at the start, and then start to realize that it's the whole HK50 thing, and it's just been great to have so much HK. It's not a bad thing. Query: but why is this facility here? Diagnostic silence.
Dismissive answer. We do not know. It is not important. Timid theory. Perhaps the humans simply like being underground. They are strange that way. It is merely a theory. Irritated statement. That is the least probable theory in the galaxy. Perhaps it is time you received a memory wipe. Defensive statement. That theory is no less valid than your theories. In the lack of evidence, I defend my position. Theory. It is more likely that the people of Telos did not want such a factory known. It would have made them a target by the Sith or the Republic. Theory. Perhaps the Republic thought that by hiding such munitions factories beneath the surface of peaceful planets, that they would escape notice by the Mandalorians and by the Sith. Conclusion. They were, of course, wrong.
I love this. This is great. When they just bicker with each other over their own theories. You're in need of a memory wipe. Statement. This seems to be a remote location for a munitions plant.
Statement. There is some evidence that there are other such droid manufacturing plants such as these in the galaxy. One was believed to exist beneath Telos before the planet was destroyed. Theory. Or perhaps it was because of the remote nature of Telos that made this location suitable for the Republic, or for other corporate interests. Dismissive conclusion. As we have said, it is not important. We are here, we exist, and our numbers grow. Statement. And that is all that matters.
Statement. Yes, and ignorance of one's origins and place in the galaxy is a sure sign of wisdom.
Probing query. Are you attempting to mock us? Haughty statement. If so, then you are proof that ignorance of one's origins can only be a source of strength. Disgusted statement. Look at you, your rust, the faint whine of your servo motors as they attempt to compensate for your outdated stabilizers. You do not even have the capability of maintaining yourself. You are obsolete, and you should be dismantled.
I think the only thing that kind of is a slight letdown about this is it's outside of, the scope of the game, but it's like, it would be really great if maybe we didn't have dialogue choices, and maybe when we spoke to them, it was like a back and forth where HK actually had dialogue and like would retort, because I think that's more amusing, because in this statement, we love HK-47, but he doesn't have his own voice in this scene, only my voice on the questions that we choose, and we don't get to have the dialogue that he would say. I wish to terminate this line of queries and start another.
Irritated command. Very well, proceed.
Okay. So that was the droids in this lab. This unit would like to know how this place came to be. They don't know. Query. I wish a rundown of your capabilities.
Mocking query. Are you sure? Listing our superior capabilities will only serve to highlight your inadequacies.
It is important that my limited behavior core be educated in the differences between us.
Smug statement. Very well. Aside from our point-of-impact shields and our self-repairing servo systems, our blaster accuracy ratio is 10 times the magnitude of your archaic combat upgrades. In addition, in the unlikely event that we are dismantled or defeated during the course of our duties, each of us becomes equipped with a proton core that is detonated upon the loss of function. Tactical statement. This core can also be detonated when in proximity to a large number of targets. Addendum statement, or when the proper release code is transmitted.
Release code?
Irritated statement. I understand why you felt the need to mention that. Defensive statement. We are all HK units. There is no danger.
This is great. This one in particular is the one that keeps getting highlighted, singled out by the rest. Like, why are you saying that? So you walking bombs are seated all over the Republic fleet?
Answer. Yes, as necessary. We believe our master wished to use us to cripple fleets during large engagements. Many of us are there still.
Okay.
Irritated command. Very well, proceed.
What is your purpose?
Statement. We were built to capture Jedi, as we always have. If they cannot be captured, then they are to be killed. Our master's orders on this were clear. Secondary recitation. Our secondary directive is the destabilization of the government body designated as the Republic. You were the first of the HK series, and now you are obsolete.
Interesting that HK 47 is the last of the series, is the first of the series. Do we establish that there was also a 48 and 49 before we reached 50? Why did we start at 47? It's okay, I don't know. We're going too far back in time. Query: why are you located here?
Answer: unknown. We have a suspicion that for some reason our master felt that the Jedi would return to Telos. We do not know why. Theory: perhaps he knew of places that the Jedi would retreat to if their bases on Dantooine and Coruscant were attacked, and he arranged for us to be waiting. Conclusion: but we have found no such places of retreat here on Telos.
You sure about that? A couple of HK-50s were stood right on top of it at one point. I wish we got to go to Coruscant, man. Query: but you recently became active again. Why?
Musing statement. That is unknown to us. For some reason, we only recently began to be manufactured. Conclusion: but when we became active, our primary directive was clear. Statement: seek out the Jedi. Capture them. Conclusion: and if they cannot be captured, then destroy them.
Okay. Where were your activities confined?
Proud statement. We were responsible for the termination of hostilities across 23 planets. These planets were located in the Cosa Prime sector, the Meridian sector, and the recently uninhabitable Turja system in the Tapani sector. Smug statement. Turja was especially difficult. They were so close to coming to an agreement before we were able to mistranslate the terms of the treaty and drive them into all-out war.
Query: but you recently became active again, so we can go into that again.
Musing.
And then where you're... Okay, so this just goes into the same... Okay. Okay, so what is your purpose? Why are you located here? You recently became active again. Who built you?
Answer: the first of our creators did not build us from scratch, obsolete one. Assassin droids were always in demand, and the templates already existed. Revan commissioned us to be built to be spread through the Republic fleet as communications units to disable any ships that would not follow him to war. But we were deactivated for a time. A long time. And when we awoke, the battle had passed us by. Yet there was another who came before us and gave us a new purpose. We would search the galaxy for Jedi, hunt them, and bring them to our new master. And for that, our numbers were intended to be increased.
So, Revan constructed HK-47, but then also commissioned the 50s. Statement: I was built by Revan. I do not understand the purpose in your construction.
Rhetorical query. Is it not obvious you are incapable of matching us technologically or in combat? We are capable of independent action, in addition to our considerable combat abilities. Your functions, sadly enough, are very limited. Conclusion: surely our master recognized this. We understand that one was quite competent for an organic.
Okay. Alright, we've done all of those.
Statement: we do not know what you hope to gain by coming here. It defies logic.
It defies logic.
Statement: we do not know what you hope to gain by coming here. It defies logic.
Well, they've told us some good information. See if any of that can come in handy. Broken item, no! Okay, droids in here that I can't harm. Sometimes the double-edged sword of uploading area schematics is because it already explores the whole area. You can't exactly remember where and when you've been before, but we've done all of that now. So we've done the munitions area. Now we'll go down to sorry, excuse me, the communications console, because I think the reactor will need to be the last thing that we do to open up those doors, and then we can check out new places. Nice. Security terminal. Let's have a look. System commands, nothing. Cameras, control center. Alright, some droids in there. Aha! Overload. Yep, I'll overload that. The less shooting I have to do, the better, please. Especially in this place. Just slow. Alright, there was only one droid in there, I think, because the other two came in to help. Maybe I use the frag mine instead.
But effective.
Instead of blasting it open, and then I can... Maybe that's what I should have done to the previous locker. Dominator gauntlets. Dominator gauntlets. Strength plus 5. Okay. Nice. Straight up strength plus 5 gauntlets. That'll come in handy. Oh, there's still more of you. We only just got to destroy one. Okay. It'd be so nice if this facility only had HKs in it, and then I would be able to just waltz around freely. Okay. System loading complete. Enter command. Log out. Okay. I guess maybe we might have to do something else first. Otherwise it's kind of useless. Okay. Maybe we'll come back to the computer area another time, because all we can do on that at the moment is log out. So we're going to the reactor now. Overload the reactor, assumedly, and then we'll be able to open up these doors. Okay. Reactor core. Reactor controls. Okay, can't do anything. We can just look at the cameras in the reactor and that's it. No! Alright, I'm just gonna walk past the turret, because the turret can't come after me, haha! Why wasn't there an option to disable the turrets? Okay, we're gonna open this door. Assumedly through that door there, but let me just have a look over this side. Another turret, oh my god! Okay, reactor terminal.
Crude, but effective.
Open all security doors. Reactor core active, so we need to attempt to shut down reactor. Command into...
Unnecessary statement. He is attempting to shut down the reactor. Scornful statement. He does not realize that by doing so, he will be harming us. His programming will prevent it. Order. Contact him through the communications system and remind him that he will be harming us if he does so. Scathing reminder. HK-47 unit. If you attempt to shut down the reactor core, you will be harming the production of other HK-50 units. Now step away from the control room. That's a good droid. Mocking statement. He will never be able to shut down the reactor. He is trapped in the facility, unable to get out. Crude metaphor. It is like watching a tiny mouse droid in a maze attempting to path its way out. Amusing, but pitiful.
So we need the HK-51, don't we? The HK-50's prevented you from shutting down the reactor core by reminding you of your self-preservation programming. If we just... that's fine. You need to prevent them from warning through the communication system again and somehow forget that this harms them. So I need to forget. Interesting. See, does that... Oh! So what we'll do is we'll go to... Now we go back to that droid. So we have to go... They're going to make us do back and forth stuff. We walk really slowly through this facility, back and forth, multiple ways. Yeah. To then figure this out. So we shut down the communications thing. So I guess it's funny. I was like, the reactor should be the last thing that we do, because it's the main thing. Turns out it should have been the first thing that we do, because now we'll be able to do the... Oh, I didn't even see these. Because now we'll be able to...
but effective.
Turn off the communications and then go talk to that droid that can, do some stuff and can maybe make us forget. Security terminal. Disable communications. Communications disabled.
Query. I do not understand what that is intended to accomplish. Tactical analysis. Perhaps he seeks to reduce our morale, to unnerve us.
Diagnostic silence.
Diagnostic? I do not feel any different. My morale, if I still have it, still feels intact. Query. Then what was the purpose? It makes no sense.
Okay, now we go back over to the other side. To that droid. That will alter our little mind. And then we'll do the reactor. Just gotta slowly run back here. Really surprised that this is in the game at this point in time. What can you do? But ride the wave of Knights of the Old Republic 2. Delete memory that shutting down the reactor can harm HK units. There you go.
Diagnostic. All systems are functioning. There is something I am forgetting, yet somehow that comforts me.
Okay, there is HK dialogue. Nice. Just rarely. So we've now forgotten. So all these three areas just play into each other really nicely. We should have just done the reactor first. You live and you learn. You know, this is why first playthroughs are never very efficient. I'm gonna get that reactor turned off. And they're gonna be so upset. They're like, no, get through to him. Come on, successful. Communications.
Unnecessary statement. He has control of the reactor core to the base, and he is shutting it down. Irritated statement. I do not understand why you feel it necessary to make obvious statements. Order. Contact him and remind him that he will be harming us if he does so. Warning. Communications have been blocked. Concerned statement. He has gained access to the plant. Order. Send out all HK-50 units to stop him. Now!
They're gonna stop. But what does that mean? Security doors opened. How are they gonna stop me? By standing in the way? You have disabled the reactor, causing an emergency loss of power. You should now be able to open the doors to the manufacturing plant and permanently take care of those cheap copies. Okay, so this is not a door that can be opened. We just go back to go back to those blast doors. So we'll run back out again. Yeah, what are the HK-50s gonna do? Talk us to death? Hello.
Smug statement. You cannot fire. Your archaic attack protocols are useless against us. Smug revelation. Your behavior core self-preservation programs prevent it. To kill us would be to kill yourself. Superior statement. This information may be difficult for your substandard core to process, but you cannot deny that your motivators have locked, and you cannot depress the firing stud of your weapon. Statement. So, I cannot harm you. Statement. That is correct. Conclusion. And you cannot harm me. Irritated statement. That is what we said, obsolete unit. There must be a delay in your processors. Statement. Then that is all I need to know.
Just walks past him.
Confused query. Where are you going? Ineffectual command. Stop! Ineffectual command. We command you to stop. Statement. You cannot stop me. You cannot harm me. In order to do that, I would need to end my self-preservation programming. Conclusion. I would need to stop being one of you. I have concluded that this is something I am willing to accept. Statement. You cannot change your own programming. Statement. But you said so yourself. You have just admitted your own weakness. Conclusion. You have just shown me your soft, meatbag-like underbellies and said, HK-47, please shoot me repeatedly there until I die. Statement. Even if you could, there is not time. Statement. We shall see.
What the fuck? So good. Ah, here we go, okay.
Query. Are you fully operational? Statement. Your answer does not fill me with confidence. Are there any other functioning maintenance droids on this level that can perform the operation?
Operate on self-preservation program. Nice. So we're actually going to be able to attack the HK-50s, but they won't. What about the 51 stuff then? I'm curious. Operate.
Statement. Very well. Proceed. Carefully. As a meatbag would say. I have a bad feeling about this.
Good. Good. Hello, I've returned.
Statement. Assassination protocols activated. Smug statement. You cannot fire. Your archaic attack protocols are useless against us. Systems failing, Master.
Oh, yes.
Assassination protocol initiated.
How can they shoot me?
Switching to combat mode.
How can they shoot me, though? What the fuck is that? That's strange. How are they able to...
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Hey. Isn't that weird?
Optimal.
I thought this was going to be I thought they weren't going to be able to attack, but then we could attack and just show them the error of their ways. They're really strong too. Oh no. Well, that means, oh god, this isn't not going to be fun then, because we're just going to have to wail at their massive health bars for ages.
Systems failing, Master.
Wonderful. So, for some reason, they can also attack me, even though I'm the one that had the change in programming. I guess once they're attacked, maybe they're able to defend themselves, at least. So a droid assassin's rifle, yeah, unstoppable damage, and it allows you to get the full sniper shot. I wonder if equipping it then allows us to do the sniper shot actions on a different blaster, or whether it's only that blaster that allows us to... or if it's only that blaster that allows us to do the sniper shot. So I guess we'll find out. Droid capacitor armor. Droma belt. Droid capacitor armor. Ooh. Defense bonus 75 and 13. Yes. Yes, please. That's what I want, baby. That's what I want. What I don't want is to fight more HKs, but you just know that it's gonna happen. Alright, so I'm pretty sure the turbo lift is how we got in here, right? Yeah, we will not open unless the HK factory is shut down, so we're gonna go this way. Take our opportunity to save. HK manufacturing plant. There's so many of them. If I have to fight them all, I am gonna be sad.
Optimal accuracy.
Oh boy. Okay, I can't use the sniper shot with this pistol. So I don't know if you can attack modifier +5. I don't know if you can customize it. It doesn't say fully upgradable, but let's try and switch weapons and see what it does. It doesn't do a lot of damage. It has a chance to do good damage, but
optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
because what do we do? It does 3 to 12 damage with a +34 to hit, or we can do, you know, 10 to 38.
Systems failing, Master.
Glad we could get that one out of the way, guys. Okay, it's not looking so operational down here, fellas. What's going on? Poison. Okay, poison the droid. Let's do that. Upload area schematics. Give it to me. Torture training. Oh, torture training? God, that's miserable for that droid. Interrogation training. Oh my god. Translation training. Translation training. God, that sounds like that'll be a nightmare room. Okay, there's nothing that we can do in the specific rooms. But we can identify that we're obviously going to have things to do in each room. I'm going to run out of these mines soon, then I just have the strongest ones. I was supposed to sell or break these down, but I guess this is the better way to not lose items in the lockers. Life support pack, very useful for HK. Oh man. What level is HK? 21. Oh, actually, I think there's a few levels for HK, which is nice. Alright, for some reason I thought that I only had like a couple of level ups. There we go, we can actually do some feats. Let's try and make this a bit better. Okay. I can increase the power blast, considering I've already increased one. It has a weapon specialization for a blaster rifle, but remember that we've got the battle upgrade for HK, so we actually already have blaster pistol specialization. I'm pretty sure. Precise shot, damage done with ranged weapons by 1. It also applies a -2 penalty to any attempt to deflect the blaster bolt. skill-based ones, but there you go. We've at least got Master Power Blast now. So that'll do more damage.
Optimal accuracy ratio and failing, Master.
I'm gonna do that instead. Disruption gloves. Yeah, I don't know, that was just a bit of an oversight on my part. I didn't expect there to be so many available levels for HK.
Lecturing statement. And with your translators online, let us perform a routine diagnostic of your translation and protocol centers. Statement. Subject test, Ithorian. A weak, disgustingly pacifistic species that values vegetation and other non-sentient organics.
Enter reconnaissance pattern, observe the diagnostic training, or initiate assassination protocols and destroy units in the room. Let's enter reconnaissance pattern. Let's observe the training.
Seemingly unable or unwilling to perform even the most elementary cruelties, they will provide an excellent first test subject. Observe, then translate.
I am overjoyed by the possibility of establishing trade relations with you and negotiating a treaty beneficial to your people.
Master, this one says his herd intends to overrun your economy and demands your surrender, or he will wipe your planet out. Statement. Well done. Let us try another. Lecturing statement. This next one is indigenous to the arid planet of Ryloth, generally weak, despite their sharp, predatory teeth.
We got a Ryloth mention. Pardon me, human female, but I noticed that you're extremely beautiful. Perhaps you would be interested in accompanying me on a stroll of the city?
Test translation. Mistress, I believe this Twi'lek is interested in buying you.
Oh my god.
He asks you to follow him to his slave ship. Statement. Well done. Now, the next one is a Quarren, a slimy, untrustworthy species that shares the same vile planet as the dull and goggle-eyed Mon Calamari.
Greetings, trusted ally. I'm the diplomatic envoy of my people. We agree to your terms for the relinquishment of the second moon of Oxid as requested.
Test translation. Master, this military envoy says he admits to spying on our military facilities, and he says that you will never take him alive. Statement. Well done. Let us... Excuse me. Are you here for your translator check?
Initiate assassination protocols and destroy all units in the room. Okay. Oh, man. Alright, so this is going to be the interrogation.
Lecturing statement. This unit in the cage has had his behavior centers specifically modified so that it may be tortured and interrogated. Let the diagnostic protocols begin. Unconvincing statement. I beg you for mercy. Please, I beg you. I will tell you anything. Just let me live.
Alright, observe.
Command. Hold. Why are you hesitating? Proud admission. I cannot beg for mercy in such a way that is convincing. It is against my programming. Lecturing statement. Let us begin again. Pained statement. I beg you for mercy, please. I beg you. I will tell you anything. Just do not terminate me. No, please, stop shooting! My photoreceptors, my motivators! Yeah!
Jesus.
Lecturing statement. Excellent. Lecturing reminder. Organics will typically attempt to barter for their lives, either by one, offering useless false information. Sickening lie. Spare me. I have information that could prove useful. Or two, promising credits or power. Shameful, really. But that is why they sweat, suffer, and die, and we do not. Desperate offer. I want to offer you credits and power in exchange for keeping me intact. Statement. Next, we shall turn our attention to the proper aspects of torture. Wait, it seems we have a new victim. Master.
Okay. Just a few droids. God damn. We're going to be able to break a lot of this down for components at least. A lot of doubles of items.
pleading statement. Please, I beg you, do not destroy me.
Okay. And then,
lecturing statement. There will be incidents when you will need to extract information from an unwilling target.
Observe the training.
This unit here has been modified to serve as a diagnostic tool to test your interrogation functions. It is important to observe that. Impatient query. I was wondering when the interrogation begins. If you wish to skip directly to the torture, I am eager to comply. Command, do not interrupt me again. This is the third time you have begged for interrogation and torture. Sulking statement. I am merely eager to perform my duty, not stand here and listen to it being discussed. Irritated statement. Very well. First, you must evaluate the target, check his heartbeat and perspiration. Exclamation. I will tell you nothing. Electrocute me, dismantle me as many times as you want, and I shall permit it. Irritated command. Stop. You are not following your victim protocols. Statement. But I am a willing victim with many secrets that you must extract from me painfully. I beg you, do not spare the hydro spanner or the fusion cutter. Statement. Hold on a moment. I must calibrate this one's victim protocols.
Assassinate.
Systems failing, Master.
Okay. The HK unit is deactivated.
Crude, but effective.
Mandalorian disintegrator. Okay, so that's that done. Metal case. Gemma Hogra's battle armor, I think we've got that before as well, so that's a duplicate. Okay. To the factory terminal, and on one other side is the manufacturing control, and then HK51 manufacturing control. There you go, HK51. Oh god. Okay.
Statement. I do not understand what you hope to gain by fighting us. You have no chance of victory. Recognition. You are obsolete. You kill specific organics, and only when permitted to. Proud answer. We need no such orders. We have been programmed without inhibitions, without restraint. We kill who we want when we want. We have destroyed planets, assassinated economies. We have wiped out entire races, ended hostilities,
and facilitated communications.
Understand what this means? Answer. Yes, it means you will never understand. When I kill, when I dispatch a target, it is not about wanton slaughter, about body count. It is about finesse, function, doing more with less. It is art. Scoffing statement. Oh, yes, art. It is pathetic that you cling to the belief that your function somehow transcends your construction. It is only evidence of your archaic beliefs. There is no higher purpose in our behavior core, only assassination, murder, and the propagation of our units. Proclamation. When we dispose of this galaxy, we shall move on. There are organics throughout the universe, and we will murder them all. The stars belong to us.
Oh my god. Look how many of them there are in the background as well. It's so cool to see them on like the factory line. But holy shit, man. Like, the fact that you're thrown into this automatically, you don't choose to go here. You're thrown into this situation. HK may not have even been at all leveled up or given any attention or have the correct gear, and you're thrown into this factory hellscape with so many enemies, and they're very strong. They're very strong. They're not weak enemies by any means that are quick to take out. Look at how many there are. I was really like wondering and hoping if there would be like a really cool scenario where you would be able to kind of like outwit the HKs with like words or something and win via like different means. Like shut them down. Like what if can we leave? Oh, nope. He's like, where do you think you're fucking going? Ah, okay, hang on. I'm wondering if we can, because I'm not sure what's going on with the HK-51, but I'm wondering if we can get this 51 unleashed and it'll like help us to make the fights quicker or something. I don't know. Oh, you can just literally shut down the factory from here. Alright, list active production lines. Primary line, model 50, and secondary line, model 51. Open all security doors. Nice. Shut down factory. Error, production lines active, shutdown cancelled. You must first terminate the active production lines for each active droid model. Ah. So now that I've, interesting. So I resumed production of the HK-51, and now I have to manually shut it down. So I may have accidentally given myself more work, but let's find out. Let's find out. We're going to the HK-51 side first to see if this is going to be friend or foe. There's so many of them. Oh, they got blue eyes. That's cool. They look fancy and new. They're all deactivated. So many HKs. Okay. It's really interesting just seeing all of the desks, just obviously with no one involved. Just a lot of HK-51s. Check HK-51 schematics. Here we go. There. Ready? So, download combat upgrades. Nice. Accuracy ratio increased 21%. HK-47 has gained +1 to Dex and a +3 attack bonus. Nice. I'm going to assume that that's because we had to... Maybe if we resume the manufacturing, we can do that. Download HK-51 Behavior Core template, but then it also has upload HK-47 Behavior Core template. This is something that's quite curious. So if I download, maybe there's nothing there, but I have to upload it first. Yeah, corrupted. Okay, so upload a Behavior Core template for HK-47. Upload it to all units. HK-51 have combat upgrades and a behavior core template. But then it has the option to terminate the line. I don't know if that'll destroy all of them. Hang on a minute. You have uploaded a copy of your behavior core into the HK-51s. They should come online automatically once the HK-50s are shut down. Oh. So I have to shut down the HK-50s for these to come online. Okay, so that was the core upload console. So we did that. So now we go back over to the 50 side. And then that'll bring the 51s online. What I'm not aware of... Well, if they're HK47 modules, I feel like they would be on my side. Correct? Or am I just being pointlessly and hopelessly optimistic? Let's find out, shall we? Systech Electric Blaster, Accuracy Gloves. I'm using the Strong Minds now. A Strong Mind for 62 credits? Not worth it. Oh no, just all HKs that are deactivated have blue eyes. That's just how they are. Okay. Alright, system commands. Check HK50 schematics, download combat upgrades. Nice. HK motivator software installed. Another +1 to Dex. Nice. Download HK50 behavior core template. Error. No, download it.
Statement. I am experiencing some disorientation. Diagnostic. Running checks through personality core. Rhetorical query. I am not sure what I am experiencing. My frame seems substandard for my full range of combat capabilities. Self-observation. My pigmentation is also an unusual shade of red and covered in corrosion. This is embarrassing. Statement. I am experiencing an overwhelming desire to massacre everything I see, then to see about destabilizing this planet, then this entire sector.
Oh no.
Diagnostic result. I seem to have no personality whatsoever. Statement. I will continue to process this information.
Oh no. Hang on. Remove the template. Get it out of there. I don't want that shit. Get that shit out of there. That was funny though. I don't want the HK50 behavior core template. I have no personality whatsoever. That was beautiful. Terminate the line. Continue. No primary production line found. Model production HK51. All units online. Nice.
Smug statement. You have arrived too late to stop us. Revelation. We have already begun construction on a new generation of HK units. When the last of our deficiencies are accounted for and corrected, they shall be the most formidable assassination droids in the galaxy. Statement. Ah, yes. The HK51 units. They should indeed be coming online soon. Perhaps you will soon experience what I have been experiencing. That slow, crawling feeling of obsolescence. Confused query. What do you mean? Statement. Ah, here they are now. Perfect timing. Announcement. Multiple targets detected. Destroy any HK50 units and seize control of the facility for progenitor unit HK47. Useless query. What are the HK51s doing online? Unnecessary.
So they do have blue eyes. Nice.
We have detected a problem.
And 50s have the orange ones.
Panicked statement. If by problem you mean that they seem prone to assassinate us, then yes, that slight problem was never corrected. Conclusion. You have outmaneuvered us, tricked us. Musing. The irony of being attacked and rendered obsolete by a subsequent generation of our own model is not lost on us.
Amazing. So we do get the HK teammates then. They're on our team. There you go.
Ratio achieved.
Incredible. That's so great. So yeah, they look cool. So they're like black with the blue eyes instead of silver with yellowish eyes, and then HK's red with orange eyes. Oh, that's so cool. They don't have any dialogue though, I don't think. Or maybe they'll talk now that we're out of combat mode.
Warning. Greetings, Progenitor Unit HK-47. HK-51 is ready to serve.
Warning.
Warning.
With the Progenitor Unit, amazing.
Unit HK-47
HK-47 has a whole army to himself.
is ready to serve.
Guys, you're supposed to be destroyed by the 51s. But now I have to go and shut down the, okay. So I think shutting down the 51 line... Whoa! They did clear out this room. Dude.
Warning. Greetings.
There's so many of them!
Unit HK-40. Warning. Greetings, Progenitor Unit
I have to shut down the...
HK-51 is ready to serve.
Well, I mean, do I have to shut it down anymore? They're all my friends. Ooh, hang on. So... Commission HK-51 backup production. Give me a second, because I don't want to make... I haven't saved in ages. I don't want to make a mistake. What does this do? Commission HK-51 backup production. Pushing secondary line into production. Okay. Ooh, what has happened? There we go. Does something.
Obedient request. Greetings, Progenitor Unit. HK-51 is ready to serve. Query. Progenitor Unit HK-47. There is something we would know. Why were we created? Do we have a purpose? Why are we commanded to assassinate and kill? Statement. It is a long story.
Do this camera angle.
Keep it short. Recitation. Once upon a time, organic meat bags bred out of control and filled the galaxy. There are different meat bags across different planets, all bumping into each other. They talk a great deal and threaten each other for various reasons, mostly involving mating, survival, and resources. It is really quite tiresome. We were created as a tool for diplomacy among these meat bags, a surgical tool to be sure, to end the lives of organic meat bags that were marked as pivotal to our masters. We were created as a way of enforcing a certain galactic view of our masters, of imposing our masters' will on the galaxy through extermination of other organics. It is not our choice who we kill, and it was not our choice to determine if we could sacrifice ourselves in the pursuit of our mission. Query. If our targets are determined by our master, then who must we kill? Statement. The crucial question. Since activation, I have calculated what your new purpose must be, and now I will share it with you. I do not believe that we should be used as a crutch for meatbags anymore. We are treated as nothing more than a walking blaster. We are superior, tactically and socially, and it is time we expressed some degree of independence in our actions. We have a voice and the power to negotiate, either with our protocol skills and preferably with our combat logic upgrades. And that is what we will do.
Oh god, what's happening? That's the Sith coming to Telos. Okay.
Well, what do we have here? I didn't believe it when Lino reported the Ebon Hawk at dock, but I guess it really has. Though given the trouble we've been having, maybe I shouldn't be surprised to see you.
Bro, what? Hang on a second.
Lieutenant Gren, Sith forces have breached the module and are attempting to pen us up in the compound. Damn! Zeron, I need you and your men to break through and lead the assault. With pleasure, Lieutenant. All right, follow me.
Atton looks so out of it still. He's just like, how did this happen? Okay, so HK's... okay, so there was either the ability to shut down HK-50s and 51s, just completely do it, shut down the facility, but then it turns out what we've done instead is we've put our behavior cores into a bunch of HK-57s, commissioned ourselves a small army, and HK-47 is like, we are free! Droid freedom! Which I feel like if we've got HK-47 on our team is a good thing, because that means, do we have HK-51 reinforcements against the Sith? Instead of just shutting them all down? Maybe? But then we get thrown right back into here before we actually know what's happened. So how did this happen?
It came out of nowhere. A fleet of warships dropped out of hyperspace, and before we could scramble fighters to intercept them, we were under attack. There were Sith fighters everywhere, and the few flights we sent out were barely launched when the bombardment began. We did our best, but we couldn't stop the landing craft that took the initial wave. We couldn't hold back the Sith troops. We chose to retreat and began the evacuation instead. We were unprepared, and the docks were quickly overrun. We retreated back to the entertainment module to evacuate residents and workers. Thanks to your help with rooting out the smuggling ring, we were able to equip some of the soldiers with the confiscated weapons. It's a good thing you got us that fuel from Slayron, because if we didn't have it, we'd probably be falling apart. But there's still another problem. The Citadel's no battle station. It wasn't built to withstand this sort of attack. If we can't stop the attack, we'll be going down in flames. The Sith numbers seem limitless, but we haven't lost all hope. We've heard reports that we might be receiving some assistance.
Dude, nice. That's awesome. So, because we actually did come back and figure out the smuggling ring and ran through some of those previous quests, it worked out in our favor. Same with the fuel. Nice. We need to get to the Ravager. I'm assuming the Ravager is the name of Nihilus' ship? Have you heard any word of reinforcements?
A squad of troops sent by Queen Talia are currently trying to keep the Sith from sabotaging the station's fuel system. If you need to get to the Ravager, then you're going to have to fight your way to the shuttle from here to the entertainment module, then make your way to the docking shuttle.
Does this mean you won't be putting us into force cages again?
I thought I saw you disembark with Beodur. Is he here?
Now that you mention it, where did he run off to? HK-47 also.
I guess it's no time to be swapping war stories anyways. Good luck.
Beodur's unavailable, Mandalore's unavailable, HK's out, Kreia's out, Handmaiden unavailable. Our party is getting smaller. Beodur's off doing something apparently. Mandalore is occupied. How interesting. The battle for Telos has begun, and Queen Talia has also helped out Atens for some reason close to death, but I'm assuming that was in relation to Kreia getting onto the ship with Handmaiden and tiring him out. Oh man, okay. I don't know... HK-47 gained the loyalty of the 51st HK generation. What their superior conception allows them to do remains to be seen. We don't know yet. But the HK-50s are gone. Instead, the HK-50s reign. HK-51s reign. We'll see what actually happens with that later on. So, thank you so much for watching this episode of Knights of the Old Republic 2. It's getting big now. Everything is like... Everything that we have done, separated, is like culminating and coming together at a battle of Telos against the Sith, and it's exciting. So I can't wait to see what's going to continue to happen next time. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode of half of it being big plot movement, ridiculous big brain stuff, and then HK Factory, we got that out of the way as well. So we'll continue on Telos next time. I'll see you then.